You'll be able to see on the screen here that I'm in a web browser. This is a web application that we have, again, called Hydra RM, or Hydra Resource Modeling. And we've shown a Hydra project management tool in previous webinars, and we're going to use some of the data from that to see how this Hydra RM tool allows us to simulate a number of scenarios on our projects. We can indeed perform what-if scenarios here, see our under or over allocation very quickly and easily, and get some automatic suggestions on where we can make the biggest gains. We can also ask a number of questions using this tool. Such questions as, when can I start a particular project given our current workload? What if I want to start a particular project ahead of time or on a certain date? What full-time equivalent or FTEs might I need to deliver that? And how you can also compare different models you've been working on to see which scenarios come out on top. So let's get started with a brief demonstration. Here I have a number of what we call simulations, and I'm going to select a simulation that we've been using for a demonstration purpose. In this case, we've taken some projects out of our sort of 2016 portfolio, and we're going to have a look at the impact on those and play around with the simulation. So this is the interface that you'll get in Hydra RM, and there's a Gantt view at the top showing me the projects that we're playing with here. Some of these might be in draft that we're sort of not committed to yet. Some of them might be in flight, can have a mix. And you'll see these in a Gantt view across sort of a yearly view across the top. Across the bottom, we've got a number of ways we can view this, but the default is a heat map. We can change to see this by day, week, or month. And we can immediately see in this heat map that in January, February, and March this year, we have an allocation problem or an over-allocation with our resourcing. We have our resourcing in this instance split into two teams, consulting team and a project management team, but you can split this up however you have your resources in Hydra. And I'm going to change some of the views to see what you can see. So yep, traditional sort of heat map here, we can see where the problems are. Cool map will show me where my under allocations are, so pretty much everywhere else. We can also have a graph view to see that, okay, if we just hover over here, January 2016, we do have that over allocation. We can see in hours what our base capacity is, and also what we're trying to do that's going to cause that over allocation. Again, you can sort of change this to show, a month, day, or week view. And we can also view this by grid as well. So we've got the consulting and the PM project management team here. We can actually expand this to see the people that make up that list, perhaps. And we'll be able to see this in terms of time, cost, or FTE as well. So if I select FTE here, it will say what you're trying to do in sort of, in the view here, you can see what you're trying to do and where your over allocations actually are. So that's all well and good, but what about running some scenarios? Well, let's go back to the heat map and move some projects around. I'm just going to bring that back up so we can see the consulting team all in one go. And we can see that January 2016 is over-allocated. But what happens if we start to manipulate some of these projects? Well, let's move out one of the projects, maybe take this managed printer rollout project, and move this out a little bit, push this out into the future and see what that might do. So in real time, it's going to have a recalculation. And we've moved that one out. Let's move out another one here and see what we get. Okay, and we can see that moving a couple of projects here, you can see where they used to be and where they are. We've had an immediate impact on our consulting team and the PM team, and that's come way down. The heat map is instantly looking a little bit better. And we can go to a delta view to see the before and after. So if I just move this over, we can have a look at January 2016. The consulting team before, what the picture of that was, and what it is now after just moving a couple of projects around. We've reprioritized a few things, and things are looking a lot better already. But what if we want to exclude a project, perhaps? If we take this managed printer example, we can exclude this project, say, maybe we're not committed to doing this, we're not going to do it. And again, it will impact the numbers. If I go back to the heat map, we can see what that's looking like. Right, that's looking green now, that's looking a lot better. And you've also got some other options you can do with projects. So if I select a particular project here, You can lock it down to say we don't want to move this one when we're sort of simulating our what-if scenarios. Perhaps we want to constrain a project by a particular start or end date. Perhaps we want to sort of expand that project or contract that project. Perhaps there's a particular date that we've agreed with the customer that we need to bring it in by, to achieve certain revenue. And you can instantly see what impact it will have if you try and do it by a certain date, and what perhaps additional FTE you might need to deliver that. But if we're not immediately sure about what we want to change, we can ask Hydra RM to suggest something. So it will it will tell you what your next best move is if you ask it. And in this instance, it's saying if we shift out the customer project, this network implementation that we might be trying to work with, it will have a positive impact on our plan. So I can choose to maybe see what that might do as well. You can see it's bumped it out a little bit there. So it's telling us what our next best move is. After each change that you make, you can also review or undo any of those. So you can see we made a number of changes here, and the picture's looking a lot better. But we can choose to undo a single change that we've made, or just undo everything to take us back to square one so we can continue having a play around with this model. It's very, very quick and very, very easy to do. Hydra RM will also give you a score. So you can see that there's a score up here. It will enable you to see the relative improvements that you're making to your simulation in a very quick and easy way, if that's how you want to work. But obviously you've got the detail to really delve into what impact you're going to be making whenever you make any changes in the simulation. There are also some built-in reports that we can have a look at for each individual simulation. These are customizable. We can move them around. We can have a look at a different date range perhaps. And it's starting to show us some really good information perhaps on what our underutilization is, what our overallocation is, and so on. All of these reports are out of the box, but you can make your own, and they're very powerful in allowing you to see what you're really doing in any particular simulation. So that was a very, very quick introduction to this tool. Of course, there's lots more you can do with this. We haven't gone through any of the sort of the more heuristic views where you can really ask it questions. I mentioned this at the beginning. What you can, when you want to start a particular project with the current workload, when can you do it? If you want to start it ahead of time, what FTEs might you need? You can also do that through a heuristic view as well. So hopefully that's given a fast and accurate insight into how you can forecast your projects using Hydra RM. And this complements Hydra for project management. The Hydra resource modeler gives you the visibility of what you really need to drive a successful outcome.